Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stop, Collaborate, and Listen, the podcast where we talk about eating disorder, recovery, movement, body image, mental health, and all of the things in between that.
Today is a very special episode because we do not have a guest for our summer movement series. We are wrapping things up in a nice little bow with Jen and I's movement stories. So going to be a little bit different today of us just kind of letting you guys know where we've been, where we're headed with movement, and what this series has meant to us. So that being said, how you doing?
Girl, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay today. I only have 6 clients this week, which is actually pretty great because we have multiple podcast recordings this week. But also I'm definitely in a space where I'm like, I need a break more than I realized I needed one. And so I will tell you, I'm reading the ACOTAR series right now. Number 1, A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Okay, I do know that.
Yes.
I do know that.
The first one, I tried to read it a handful of years ago and I listened to the audiobook and I was like, absolutely not. No, thank you. I am not interested in this. And my bestie, it's like her favorite series. And so she told me to read it and I was like, okay, like if I must. And so I was reading a handful of different books and she's like, I'm just like waiting for you to read this. And I said, is this your Heated Rivalry? Because when Heated Rivalry came out, I was like, I'm literally paying for you to get HBO so that you can watch it so that we can do the thing. And she's like, yes, it is. And I'm like, I will read it. And I must have been reading a completely different book or the narrators were wrong, something. I'm so into it. I have less than 100 pages left. So I'm really enjoying that. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. My sister has the second and third books, but I don't get them until Sunday. So I've got to do other books in between. But that is kind of part of how I'm spending my time this week is reading that book. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I needed some re-inspiration for picking up another book because I suck at when one ends. I'm like, it's like a series ending, and I'm like, yeah. So I almost need to like start another one before I end one, so that I like have somewhere to go.
I totally get that. That's kind of how I'm reading, like listening to 2 other ones right now. So I'm like, as soon as ACOTAR is done, then I can dive into those 2. So I've got a handful to tide me over for the next couple weeks. So
got a plan.
I've got a plan. Yeah. How are you? How are things? What's been going on?
I am good. I like that we both have very similar little backgrounds, except mine is just like of my little brother's like claymation over the years, and yours is like a nice little office. But matching twins.
Yes, matching. We love
so I'm joining from different environment today. I am at my dad's house in Vincent's, and we are supervising my teenage brothers. So just making sure that, they get the places they need to go and don't leave the door unlocked, things like that.
For sure. How is it going with teenage brothers? Because I have teenage brothers and they...
Yeah.
I mean, not anymore teenager, but they were teenagers at one point. But how is it for you?
I'm cracking up. I have teenage brothers. Well, actually, they're not teenagers anymore.
Not anymore. They were at one time teenagers. So
it's going well. They are delightful and they don't quite fight with each other anymore. Actually, my youngest brother and my sister like to really fight, and they will just punch each other hard. And I'm like,
oh my gosh,
I don't need to be a part of this sibling fighting.
No, thank you. Yeah.
Otherwise, just running to practices and rehearsals, and actually got to do a little yoga with my younger brother yesterday, the oldest of the 2.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to do some more today. So
lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Like video, like at home yoga, in-person yoga. What are you doing?
At home, kind of just doing our own flow, like on the deck.
Lovely.
In the sun.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Really looking forward to that this afternoon.
That sounds great.
And
I feel like it's not too hot out there, so.
It's a nice day. Compared to yesterday's swampiness, it's nice out.
Yeah.
And my sister was down for a few days too, so we overlapped in our supervision, which was very fun for us all 4 to be together, even though
that's so fun.
They did face masks without me the night before I got here. I'm gonna let it pass. I know.
Yeah. Rude.
Not nice.
Yeah.
But otherwise, a great week.
Good. So happy to hear that. I feel like you talking about yoga is a great way to like kick us off into our conversation today.
Yeah.
I was telling Allison, listeners, before I got on that I was looking through my Instagram and some photos to kind of look back on my movement journey. And It was interesting, for sure. And so I'm excited to dive in today and hear about your fitness journey, movement journey as well.
Yes.
So maybe, I know we don't really have any questions planned. So maybe let me start with like, what did movement look like for you as a kid, like through high school?
Whoa. Well,
Big question here.
I'm gonna take you back even before high school and
Do
start like
it.
first memories of movement.
Yes, 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 please.
So I feel like a lot of people's story starts with this, a
Mhm.
T-ball experience
Got you. Yep.
very early on, right?
Love.
So then ended up having to continue like playing softball and soccer because my dad coached softball and soccer.
Oh my gosh, of
Actually,
course. Okay.
I think one year my mom and dad coached my soccer team together, and I'm pretty sure they were divorced at the time. So that's pretty interesting looking
Interesting. Yeah, dang. Working together. Working together.
working together. And I think like it was it's such a gift, like looking back, like that I had like
Sure.
some parents as coaches and just
Yeah,
probably felt like some safety I didn't even recognize at the time and
totally.
hated softball. I
Ooh.
remember like rolling my eyes at my dad's like encouragement phrases or the chants that we're doing even. And I was like way more interested in doing cartwheels and making flower bracelets in the
Oh my
outfield.
gosh. That's amazing. That's
So
awesome.
that's initial. We quickly made our way out of softball once we realized not so good at it, don't love it.
Hmm.
And because my parents worked, I went to day camp at the Y in the summers.
Yeah.
And my mom details me coming home one day with sand in my hair and my arms looking like I had been shooting up.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it's because my friend Brianna decided to teach me how to do a back handspring in the volleyball pit.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And so I would, dip my head. I was bending my arms. So she had the really good idea of taping my arms at the elbow so I wouldn't bend them. And that's why it looked like
Yes.
I was on drugs.
Uh-huh. Love. And how old were you at this point?
Like 8, I think.
Oh my
8 or
gosh.
9. Yeah. So she's a great teacher. We
Wow.
figured it out.
Yeah,
I remember they held like a gymnastics camp like through the day camp. And so I went to
sure.
that and remember really liking some elements and some events. I'm like, this is never going to be for me. I don't have the
Sure.
fearlessness or, to be on a beam or
Yeah.
anything like that. And
Yeah.
so it kind of helped inspire like the shift to like cheerleading, right? I'll take the pieces of
Cool.
gymnastics that I like, right? We're flipping,
Yes.
we're dancing a little bit, but it's
Yeah,
strictly that and not all these other individual events. So it's more team focused too.
definitely. Yeah, love that. Okay.
And the Y was popping with sports at that time. So I also joined the competitive swim team at the Y.
Look at you.
I was
Love that.
getting it. And
Doing all
I
the things.
remember my parents telling me like we would literally go to McDonald's and get you a dollar cheeseburger and you would scarf it down in between like cheer and swim, like because they're both at the
Oh my
Y
gosh.
and like
Okay.
falling asleep. And I'm like, LOL. Like I was so tired and overworked. But like I
Of
loved it.
course. Yeah,
I
that's
loved the
awesome.
chaos and the busyness and I enjoyed just finding new ways to move my body.
Yeah,
And it
that's
was
so
really fun.
cool. I love
And
that. Oh my
it's
gosh.
a good little start. So
Yeah.
we are grew up in a small town in Vincennes, Indiana. And so with this like small town, I remember being on 2 cheer teams at the Y. And like one was like the like base team and one was like the advanced team or whatever. And the only
Hmm.
difference I recall that I loved was like the dance part. So it's like a
Okay.
dance break in the middle is like twice as fast. Like Missy Elliott's Lose Control was sped up in the advanced class. And I was like, I love
You
this so
got
much. Let me
this.
dance so
Yes.
fast.
That's
And like
amazing.
still remember like loving doing choreography very
Yeah.
fast. So from there, and this is like cheer weaves, like we are putting our hair in two fake curly ponytails with like, I mean, I got a slick
Love
back
it.
today, but like the tightest
Oh my
headache
gosh.
inducing. I threw up one competition literally because my hair was too tight.
Oh my gosh. Good
So
grief. The
the
amount of product
movement
that must have been in there as well. Like,
and like you're at practice doing all the, tumbling passes and stuff and even stunts and you're like, oh yeah, and then I have to do this with like 2 weaves in my hair that are gonna like weigh me down and be insane
right.
looking.
Oh my
Insane
gosh.
looking. Yes. We also like
Goodness
all
gracious.
shared the same like eyeliner and I
Golly.
would like get styes from cheerleading. Like
Of
I looked a mess.
course. Oh my gosh. Oh my
I looked a
gosh.
mess. Yes. So we did that. We did another little competition cheer team a couple years later where we're like practicing in a skate, like a roller skating dome, like
Oh,
on wood floor, like throwing
oh my
tucks as like a
gosh.
10-year-old. No bueno.
What?
PTS.
How many injuries were there with that? Oh my gosh.
A lot more like mental anguish than there were like physical
Okay, okay,
injuries.
okay. My
But again,
gosh.
I loved it. I'm like, this is so hardcore, and like, I love
Yeah.
to be told, probably lots of good therapy things to talk about.
Sure.
Some
Of
themes
course,
I'm
of course.
finding, like, give me the
Yeah.
praise and also work me hard.
Yeah.
So that was kind of beginning of cheer and dance background.
Got it.
And then we kind of got into some running. Started experimenting with
Oh.
running like 5th and 6th grade. Did a combination of like cross country and track.
Okay.
And I loved hurdles because I was flexible. I wasn't fast, but I could get my leg over a
Get
hurdle.
it up there. Yeah. Yeah.
So I remember that was a fun event. And then through adolescence, I think running became a little less like for myself and a little more like trying
Totally.
to shrink my body, trying to burn calories.
I got you.
Probably like 7th grade is the first time I remember like at Christmas, like trying on a pair of jeans and like they didn't fit because I'm in a growing 7th grade body and like
Yeah.
losing it, right? Because movement
Gosh.
has to keep us in this body, in this
Yes. Of
size.
course. Of course.
So yeah, I vividly remember like that being kind of a catalyst probably for some disordered running habits.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
But I still love to move. I remember summer breaks when I wasn't working yet on the farm, which we'll get into.
Gosh.
I would like run on the treadmill a couple miles, I'd mow the grass, I would go to practice, like everything kind of revolved around movement. The
Movement.
downtime was
Yeah.
just like the summer in between. But movement was
Got you.
kind of the star of every summer.
Yeah. Ooh, so interesting. So
Yes.
interesting. Did it evolve as the summers, I don't say like as the summers continue, like each new summer, did it evolve or was it kind of the same routine every
It
summer?
evolved because there's always different stuff going on. So, Brianna's family and many families down here in southern Indiana have a variety of farms, mostly cantaloupe and watermelon farms. We got that good
What is
soil
that?
to grow
Love
all the
that.
watermelons. Yes.
How fun.
And so Brianna's like, well, come to the farm and work with me. I'm like, duh, okay, great.
Yeah.
We're getting paid like literally $6 an hour. It's like
Mm,
2008.
of course. Of course.
And we are outside all day long.
Whew.
All day long. You are either turning vines
Gosh.
or picking melons or weeding, literally just going and pulling weeds through these
Oh
rows
gosh.
where they're like a half mile to a mile long.
Oh my gosh. Dang.
I think till to this day, it burnt out my manual work labor. Like my work ethic is toast because of
I
this.
would imagine. My gosh. That's a lot.
But
That's
it
a
was
lot.
so fun and so dumb. And I could roll up to work, as a freshman or sophomore in high school and just
Whatever.
get
Yeah.
tan with my friends.
Who doesn't love that?
It was fun.
Who doesn't
But
love that?
I'm realizing looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, we had like cross country practice in the morning and cheer practice after work. And
Oh
how
my
did we do
gosh.
that? Like the
Yeah.
volume of movement and outdoors was just like so intense.
So
I'm
intense.
realizing.
It sure sounds like it. My goodness. Oof.
But it was a good time. So now, like looking back, obviously, as the professionals we are, if like a 9th grade client came to me and was like, "Here's what I'm doing," I'd be like,
Right.
"Are you okay?
Are you okay? Maybe
Are
we
you
should slow
okay?"
down a little bit, right? Yeah.
But again, kids have so much. I mean, I don't remember being like, "This is bad." I was like, I loved this and
Sure.
celebrated it, and it
There's a
wasn't like it
level of
didn't feel like it was
energy.
depleting. Yes.
Yeah, a level of energy that I wish that it would carry into adulthood, and I don't feel like it does. So, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Consistently, at
yeah,
least.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have teenage clients who are doing like multiples of certain classes and movement stuff a week, and I'm just like, after school, what? But they're doing it, and they're fine with it, and they enjoy it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
get after it. That's awesome. So,
I know. I know. I miss that now that I'm looking back, like just the
of
amount of
course,
energy I had.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so then shifting into high school,
Hmm.
cheered for my high school team. We did some competition stuff.
Okay,
Actually got to like compete at the state fair, which is really fun.
that's awesome.
Really
Cool.
fun, except no music. So you have to cheer the
What?
entire 2 minutes while you're tumbling, while you're stunting. I remember we used to run through the halls of the high school just like Taylor
Uh-huh.
Swift, right? Like singing while
Yeah.
she's running because like that was really intense.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was just cheering for basketball because my high school is so tiny. We don't have a football team,
I got you. Just have basketball. Okay. Okay.
just basketball.
Love it.
So, love cheerleading. I loved probably like, I liked being told, like, you are sharp, you are doing something right, you're fitting in this box, all these
Of
good themes.
course. Of course. Of course. Of course.
But yeah,
Love it.
nothing feels better than like, yeah, executing a routine or,
Mm-hmm.
doing a tumbling pass. I remember writing in my planner, like in eighth and ninth grade, like my stunt goal for that week or my tumbling goal,
Whoa.
like very, probably a little rigid with like everything is focused on movement.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But cheer was fun. I, in high school, would also start like running with my mom. My mom and I loved to
Okay.
run together outside
Nice.
at the Y. Um,
Yeah.
we would go to the Y before school sometimes, after school. And again, not realizing, oh yeah, and then I would go to dance practice for 3 hours, like after my 5 mile run at the Y and
Golly.
stand in front of mirrors and watch how my body moved for 3 hours.
Love that.
And yeah, looking back, it probably was not a helpful amount of body awareness and movement,
Totally.
considering I think like mental state at the time, like vulnerable state, potential
Sure.
for things to kind of spiral. And
Definitely.
luckily, things never got like out of hand
That's good.
in
That's
high
good.
school.
Okay. Good.
So then we moved into doing like in the later years, still doing competitive dance. So outside of our high school, we had a dance studio here.
Mm.
Actually, my stepmom taught there, taught us hip hop.
Oh, cool. Ah,
I'm
that's
really
awesome.
sounding like I'm a Nepo baby, and like my mom and dad and stepmom
My
taught
mom
me
did
all the classes.
everything.
I promise I had a little bit of talent in some of these things, but
Sure. Of course.
it was great to have her. She's a drill sergeant. She
Yeah.
is tough, but great
Okay.
dance coach. And again,
Nice.
just kind
Good.
of good to feel like when you have your adults in your life doing things with you, it feels
Yeah.
good.
Totally get that.
So running with my mom and being able to go to dance practice, and my sister's there, my friends are there, my stepmom's there. It felt all very safe.
Nice.
And to this day, I don't know if there is like anything more joyous or satisfying to me than learning choreography like as a group and then running it and like seeing a piece come together and being like, yes, we look so cool and we all hit that. Like that brings me so much joy.
Oh, I bet. Love. Love, love, love.
And so as the journey goes, let's see, don't want to get like crazy out of order here, but things are overlapping sports wise in high school. And so I
Mm-hmm.
started running cross country
Mm.
sophomore year and junior year, which really changed my relationship with running and not for the better.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Say more.
Because before, I mean, running in general, like there's so much inner dialogue. It's just you and you.
Yeah, it is.
And especially with cross
Together.
country, you can't listen to music. You
That's
can't
right.
do any of those external kind of like motivators. So all you have is your coach in your ear, like if someone like don't let them know you're tired, like
Right.
all these kind of like mind games that you're playing with
Yeah.
yourself during a run. And the performance anxiety that I got, I didn't enjoy running anymore.
Makes sense. Yeah. Because I feel like
Yes,
too pressure to like do well. You're on the team. Like you gotta, maybe the enjoyment and like fun came out of it a little bit.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I feel like that's common, like with, a lot of the teens I work with, actually, some of them either like they love, love, love what they're doing, or it's like, it's getting to be a little, to where it's shifted.
Sure.
The
Yeah.
pressure, the involvement, the level of just competitiveness too. I think that
Yeah.
we're seeing now with like kids sports is I'm so grateful that that was not the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just again to draw a contrast, like our tiny school and how really like if I picked a sport, they would let us do it.
Nice.
My senior year, I did not want to run cross country anymore, so I played soccer, and I was
Mm, okay.
terrible.
Oh
But
no.
all my friends played, and so it was
You
such a
gotta be with your
blast.
pals. Yeah.
Senior year, yeah. Also, senior year, again, remember tiny high school, they let the cheerleaders be on the dance team. We could do both. And so
Both.
that didn't
Okay.
cause problems with like competition because my high school
Sure.
wasn't competing my senior year, but the dance team was. And so that was a helpful distinction. But during games, there were like 7 or 8 of us, and we came up with a really original identifier. We're chancers. Looking back, I'm like, Allison, do better with your words. We could have been more creative. But we would literally cheer like the first quarter and a half of the varsity game, go change into our
Okay.
dance uniforms, dance the halftime show, and then cheer the second half of the game.
Oh
And
my
it
gosh.
was so chaotic
You were
and
doing the
so
most.
fun. But it was
Oh, I
like
bet.
giggles, and you're in the hallway like changing, and it's just like
Yes.
the silliest, most fun time. And like, I'm so grateful that I had a tiny school that let me do these crazy things.
Yeah. My gosh. That sounds
Yes.
so fun though. So
It was
fun.
so fun. Yeah.
Mm.
And dance team was good. Our cheer team was good. And yeah, it was just a great time to be with friends. And because it's not the sport, that they're there to watch a basketball game, they're not necessarily there to watch you
Right.
compete on the floor. It
Exactly.
really made it more fun for us to just be able to like play around. Let's
Yeah.
try this stunt. And we're probably more likely to execute it because there is no pressure that like
Right.
if you fall, we're
Yeah.
going to lose this competition.
Oh my gosh. And just having fun with your pals. Like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Love that.
it
So
was it
cool.
was a good time.
So
So
cool.
we're done with high school.
Okay.
Done with high school. We're exiting high school like spring. Oh my gosh, it was spring 2012, and I tried out for the IU cheer team, and I did not make the IU cheer team. I was not ready
Ooh.
for that.
Okay.
I could not do a full, if anyone like a twisty in the air.
Okay. Twisting the air. Okay. Okay.
Could not do that. So I needed to do that. Just needed to work on my skills. Right. That I didn't really mind that much. Like, again, this is like, these are my 4 walls. This is my whole world. Like,
Yeah.
Bloomington's on another continent at this point. Like,
Sure.
I'm
Sure.
good
Sure.
here. But cheer was a pretty big part of like my identity at that time.
Definitely. Okay.
And so I couldn't decide if I was going to try out again, like the following year, because I would have basically a whole year at IU to kind of like figure out if I wanted to do that.
Sure.
And so then we go to Indiana University in Bloomington, the
Yeah.
best university in the whole wide world.
Of course.
My first horrific memory of this, actually, my first day of classes, I oversleep my alarm.
Oh.
I'm on the
Oh
top
my
bunk, I like
gosh.
roll out, jump down, freaking out,
Oh
and
my gosh.
running around campus trying to
Of
find my
course.
class. And of
Even
course,
thinking
it's
about
like,
that now, I'm like,
still having like nightmares about that there's a class I haven't been going to all semester that like I have a test
uh-huh.
on.
God. So terrifying. Okay.
So then I get there, it's like this like 20-year-old TA who could give a shit less, like if I missed the first day or
Oh
not.
my gosh. Right.
But what I remember is, you're walking so far,
Yeah.
and my dorm did not have AC. And so that
God, that's the
was brutal.
worst. Yeah, brutal.
That was
Gosh.
brutal.
Whew.
Yes. But really, like, what I want to say about like college experience, like being at IU, again, coming from very small town, small school, 5 people from
Yeah.
my high school went, and none of them are like my close girlfriends. I didn't have like a best friend going there with me.
Sure.
And I remember feeling like so incredibly pressured to make new
Oh, of
friends and get involved and like do the college thing and find
course.
my people.
Yeah.
And I did not. Like my dorm was a
Mm,
pretty dead like dorm. I think my dad had great
oh,
intentions requesting a certain area of the
got you.
campus for me, but I ended up in right dorm
Okay.
with no AC and no friends. And it was rough.
Gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. My first semester at college was I ended up in the furthest dorm with a bunch of homeschoolers, and I was not a homeschooler.
Oh
So I hear your experience and I'm like, yeah, I get that. Hmm.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah.
I
Well,
get
they
you.
called
Yeah.
my dorm the Virgin Vault, like back in the 90s and 80s. Like,
Oh my
because like no
gosh.
boys were even allowed in. Like,
Oh my gosh. Dang.
yeah. Thanks,
That's so
Dad.
crazy. Uh-huh. Yeah. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
So the room, like,
Man.
I have so many friends that have awesome, like, freshman year stories.
Hmm.
And I will say I had a fabulous random roommate,
Mm.
which is a very I think, rare scenario. Like we lived
Yeah,
together
very
sophomore
much.
year. I was in her wedding. Like she's a
Oh,
delight. So that was
love.
very lucky.
Okay.
But otherwise I was pretty much isolating. I
Man.
had decided like, well, also you have full control now that you're in college. Like
Yeah, of
what you're
course.
eating, where you're going, what
Mhm.
movements you're doing, who you hang out with. And that was like, okay, we better find a way to like keep this organized and
Yeah,
probably rigid looking back.
sure. That's a
And
lot of
so
pressure and a lot to
so much
do as a
pressure.
18, 19-year-old. Yeah. Man.
Yeah. And school with all of it too, like figuring out a
Right, yeah.
300 person like lecture hall. That's very jarring to me as
Right.
well.
Whew, yeah.
But I, needed to kind of channel this summer. And I think looking back, I didn't know it at the time, but like, oh, I realized my whole goal of freshman year was like just to see what I would like, really just to make the cheer team, if I look back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And again, how I mentioned, like, you're in control now of what you're eating, what you're doing. And I'm like, well, I have to see what I'm eating, like, what I'm eating.
Yeah.
So, of course, your girl downloads my Fitness Pal,
As we do.
as we do, which, of course, is recommending a lovely 1,200 calorie diet to this highly
As
active
it does.
person, as it
As it
does.
does. Yep.
And so, with a combination of walking a shit ton and going to the SRSC to elliptical because I was terrified of any other machine or weights because I didn't want to look stupid,
Huh? Get that.
and doing tumbling privates every week and Shanti dance party workout videos in my dorm room.
Gosh.
Are you familiar?
I am familiar with Shanti. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Shanti's dance
What a
party. Look it up.
throwback.
Yeah.
Oh my
I could
gosh.
probably
Oh my
still do
gosh.
some of those hip hop ab like routines because they are burned
Uh-huh.
into my brain. Burned into
Yeah.
my brain.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
obviously with a combination of under eating and over exercising, now that I can name that,
Right? You're right.
that resulted in some weight loss over the course of the year.
Sure.
And so in the spring, it's like the end of the school year, I tried out for the team and made the team.
Nice. Yeah, you. Yes.
And then it was kind of like I can exhale.
Ooh, that's big.
And the exhale looked like a summer off where I had 2 cruises and another vacation and I gained like 10 or 12 pounds back.
Cool, man.
And on a 5-foot frame, that's noticeable. I feel like I'm talking about Euphoria now, like
Oh
the
my gosh.
Barbie Frere's character, like
Yeah.
drinking pina coladas.
Oh my gosh.
But like looking back, that made sense. My body did not want to be at that size at a very
Yeah.
unsustainable, you know, that was unsustainable
Totally.
for my body.
Yeah.
And I remember coming back and my cheer coach was mad that I had gained weight. Mad. Mind
Ooh.
you, I'm a base. I'm lifting the people. I am not the people on top anymore.
Wow.
Which
Okay.
I tried out as a base. It's not like I like got
Sure.
kicked out of being a flyer, but I flew mostly or was top girl in high school and then realized
Sure.
like I do not have the skills to be top girl for IU cheer. Like, how can I transition into more
Got
basing?
you. Okay.
And so, again, not that, yeah. Anyway,
Whew.
I'm a base.
That must have been tough to have that whole experience.
It was
Whew.
tough.
Okay.
It was tough. And it was also like these were skills, like they took me a long time to build. And I think Lauren Link actually talked about this on our episode recently about like the bell shaped curve and
Yes.
how like,
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, my smaller body can twist and like a larger body can't.
Sure.
And I got into this huge mental block and couldn't throw my skill. Mind you, this skill is never needed. The team I'm on doesn't compete.
Man.
It's not essential at all.
Okay.
So just, yeah, keep that in mind.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And so I would work that entire year. I'm cheering. I would leave cheer practice at 7 o'clock and go home and eat. And then I would go to our apartment gym and work out for 2 hours
Mm,
and put ankle weights on my ankles and do the school song so I could have higher kicks and burn more calories. And Shanti came with me sophomore year, so we were still getting into the
of
Shanti.
course he did. Love it. Okay.
And, again, just kind of returning to that unsustainable, tracking everything,
Sure.
doing like kind of some restricting binging like weekends
Mm,
and over exercising essentially.
sure. Yeah.
And that worked again. Because by the time it was like about March, so you try out in April, and you have like a meeting with your coaches in March to kind of talk about what you need to work on. And at the time, we have a gal, I believe inpatient for an eating disorder on our cheer team.
Oh,
And I sit down with my coach for our evals or whatever, and I vividly remember her saying, I need you to start watching what you eat and moving your body.
gosh. Okay.
And I was at the exact, I was my tryout weight from the year before. So
My God.
I had already done all the disordered things all year to
Yes.
achieve that, and then
And
was
she's
at
just
that.
encouraging you to do
It's
more.
like, let's do
What?
more. Which can't. I mean, really can't say anything negative like about this coach. She is, oh my God, like the most incredible coach and award winning, and even a family friend, and like all
Yeah,
I think good intentions, right?
totally.
And like makes kick ass cheer teams. Like they win
Nice.
national titles and they kick ass. Not the team I was on.
Wow.
Those more for
Oh,
fun games, but
I got you. I got you.
they're intense and they're very good, and they've earned, everything through her guidance and leadership. But obviously, if I can quote that back, it's something that stuck with me.
Yeah.
And a few weeks later, I didn't make it back, and they ended up. I was in an all girl stunt group on a co-ed team. So they had like
Mm,
10 co-ed couples and then 2 stunt groups.
okay.
And they
Okay.
decided to get rid of the girl, like all girl stunt groups on this team.
Hey.
So it was full co-ed and I no longer had a spot. And so trying out 3 times, made it once. We'll take what we can get.
Ooh, right. 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 Right.
But I remember thinking like, this is the end of the world. Like
Oh my
this,
God. Of course.
like again, my whole identity, like worked a whole year for this.
Right.
Of course, looking back even a year later, I'm like, oh, thank goodness for this blessing. Like we had
Right.
lots of other things to get involved with and that it inspired
Ooh,
and would not have been fun to stick around.
yeah.
But yeah, at the time I'm like, I'm losing my whole identity and this sucks.
Yeah. Good grief.
And
Oof.
so I remember like sobbing and my mom and dad and Jamie coming up and like taking me to Red Lobster. Vividly remember that. And then like of course you snap back, but figuring out like how do I move my body now? I
Yeah.
don't have a gym. I don't a
Right.
gymnasium to flip. I don't have, a
Right.
team to stunt with. How do I move my body besides these ways that were really cardio focused that I didn't really love, that I just knew were burning
Right.
calories?
Totally. Totally.
So I ended up, me and my friend Macy would go to the SRSC to take Caleb Marshall's dance classes. The
The
fitness
fitness
marshal,
marshal.
if
Oh
you've
my
ever heard
gosh.
of him.
Yes. When you told me you went to college with him, I'm still like, a famous, like, that's so cool. He's so
A
cool.
famous person. I'm
Oh my gosh.
still hoping that he emails us back and he's going to be on an episode.
We are both hoping, fingers are crossed. It will
We'll see.
be awesome if that happens. I'm going to say
Yeah,
when that happens. Going to put it out
when
in the
that
universe.
happens.
It's going to happen. It's going
Even
to happen. It's
though,
going to happen.
even though he has 19 million subscribers on YouTube, I'm sure he wants to throw us a bone.
He's going to get that email one day and he's going to be like, I'm in, ladies. I got this. Yeah. Mhm.
Fellow Hoosier, sold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So throughout like summers in college, I was majoring in dietetics, but also health fitness specialist, which is
Okay.
grammatically incorrect every time I say it. And it still pisses me off to this day to say
Yeah.
health fitness specialist is a title, not
Yeah.
a major.
Not a major. In?
And that still
Yeah.
irks me. They've since
Uh-huh.
changed it to wellness, which would have been quite the get.
Gosh. Right. Of course. Gotta love that word.
But
Man.
because I had that undergrad background, the YMCA and Vincent's, we've come full circle, let me do an internship where I got
Ooh,
to clean all the machines for free, but also
love that.
they let me teach like 5 group fit classes a week there.
Nice.
So
That's
I,
amazing.
inspired by the fitness marshal, I would teach hip hop step, which was like the old aerobic step.
Ooh, yes.
So fun.
Love an aerobic step. I mean, yes.
There's a guy now on YouTube and they do like cinder block
Oh, yeah, I've seen. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
workouts. And that's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, it's such a vibe.
Oh my
But I
gosh.
like that.
Have you seen the guy on TikTok? I think I saw them on TikTok. He's in the UK, but he does step classes. And I mean, they're like packed to just incredible songs. Like, I'm going to have to send it to you because I'm like, I want to take this class so bad, but he's in UK, so
I wonder if it's the same guy.
I don't
But they're
know.
not cinder blocks.
They're
No,
not cinder blocks.
yours
Yeah,
you're
these
gonna
are
have
not cinder
steps.
blocks. They're they're actual steps. I'll find it. I'll send
Okay,
it to you.
please. Yes. So I hip hop step, cardio kickboxing, and cardio hip hop. And that was a blast, even though, again, all for free. Haley, if you're listening, my sister, thank you for helping me make up last minute choreography then and today.
Yes, yes, yes.
But that was kind of like first introduction to actually teaching group.
Got you.
So now we've graduated from
Mhm.
IU. Was that 2017? Yeah. Did a little victory lap for my late double major, which I would highly recommend
Love.
for anyone who can stay in Bloomington an extra year.
Love it.
And now we are in grad school, and we took me a minute to find my footing with movement.
Okay.
After school,
Yeah.
I was working at a hospital an hour away, so 2 hours out of my days
Gosh.
driving.
Yeah. Oof.
Again, for free. We
Love
love a
unpaid
1,200 hour.
internship.
Yeah.
Gosh.
We love a 1,200 hour
Something else.
practicum,
Something else. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
especially food service.
Man.
What a delight.
Golly. Whew, girl. Mm-hmm.
So not a lot of time, like when you're, I'm sure people that work and commute can attest that when you're
Right.
working a 9-hour day and then you're driving 2 hours, there's not a ton of time
You don't want to
for
do it.
movement.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember
Yep.
going to like the Planet Fitness in Kokomo a few times. And again, like it's just not consistent and not really
Mhm.
finding something that I like.
Yeah.
That Kokomo Planet Fitness parking lot is also where I tried to shake up some protein in a shaker bottle and the lid wasn't on.
Oh,
And
God.
I still can't drink protein powder.
Yum. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know how I've seen people just like put it on their tongue. What do you mean? I
What
cannot.
do you mean?
The chalkiness, no.
Oh my
No.
God.
Ugh. Ugh.
What else are people doing that with? That makes me sick.
I don't know how I don't know. Just the thought of having that on my tongue.
Well, that's actually a fabulous segue because throughout grad school master's program, I got my personal training certification through ACSM and started working as a personal trainer at Lifetime Fitness.
Yes.
And I hated it.
Uh-huh. Huh?
I worked with a few really, really great people,
Mhm.
met some great friends, but like the corporate of it all, the draw system of it all, like if you're
Sure.
not selling, you're like owing us money. The protein sales,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
presentations with the keywords, get me out.
Uh-huh.
Get me out.
Yeah.
I felt out of place. I also felt like huge imposter syndrome. I did not look like a personal trainer.
Oh.
I felt constantly like judged, intimidated. It was a mess. Overall, though, like, again, met some great people.
Mhm.
It wasn't the worst thing ever. It wasn't like the
Sure.
hardest job ever. It was just like, I knew this is not what I wanted to do,
Got it. Yep. Yep.
which is interesting because looking back, the health fitness specialist major really only sets you up to be a personal trainer or a group fitness instructor.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Yes. So we're looking back, we're very glad that we added dietetics onto there because
There
that
we
is
go.
main job.
Yeah. That's so interesting to hear that there are majors that help people become personal trainers and group fitness instructors when you can buy a certification for both of those and do it for
Right.
infinitely cheaper than a
An
degree in
undergrad
college.
degree.
Right.
Yeah.
So interesting. So interesting to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I
Right.
love, like, the hands-on, like the group fit stuff like we would do as a class
Sure.
and grade each other. And like
Yeah.
some of the kinesiology classes were just like really cool. But yeah, it's interesting. They can stretch that out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
and so then we move into like getting my first big girl job. And again, it's like we're starting like from scratch, blank slate, like where are we living? What's near us? What's by my office? What's our movement plan?
Totally.
And that's when things started to become consistent, which was nice. I'm not used to like an hour lunch break. I have an hour lunch break. So I'm like, let's take a walk
Nice.
after lunch.
Mhm.
I found hot yoga in 2019.
Nice.
Absolutely fell in love with it. My husband, Kyle, started going with me, and that became a really fun thing for us to do together is learn and practice through yoga. And in the most whirlwind way possible, I feel like now it's today. think the only other like movement story within that journey is like waitressing. I waitressed at Myelina when I was building up my caseload.
Okay.
And so again, just getting used to like being on your feet all
All
day long
day.
and
Yeah.
staying up, till 1 a.m. Your just days kind of being flipped. So again, having
Hmm.
to readjust like what's my grounding like
Yeah,
consistency here?
definitely.
And in restaurants, not a lot of consistency,
It's
right? You're
not.
just
Yeah.
flying by the seat of your pants,
All over the place. Yeah.
which is a whole nother just like fun. Like it's almost like the farm work, like just fun, chaos,
Sure.
silliness. Like I'm sure anyone that
Yeah.
works a restaurant job can attest to like the yin and the yang of how batshit crazy and stressful it can be, but like
Yeah.
rewarding and fun. It's like it's a family. So
Love. That's so cool.
so these days,
Hmm.
relationship with movement feels great. I guess I didn't really talk too much
Love
about
it.
like how that shifted,
Yeah.
but obviously been working with eating disorder population for a little over 4 years now and didn't know it, until I took more like certifications and trainings on eating disorders. Of course, that kind of brings attention to like, oh,
To our stuff. Yeah. We're
oh,
like, oh, that's what was happening then. Okay.
that's
Okay.
what was happening. But I am really grateful that through even just my corporate wellness job, I did a lot I did telehealth health coaching
Mm,
with all my clients.
yeah.
And so we would talk about nutrition and we would talk about sleep and stress and movement and all these different things. And it, of course, weight loss, like that is a corporate wellness buzzword, right? It's like a weight
Yeah, it
loss
is.
program.
Yeah.
But it did help shift my perspective of like health promoting behaviors
Yeah.
and how to kind of educate on that and are we covering our bases and doing the
Totally.
fundamentals before we do this, crazy thing.
Health coaching, telehealth, health promoting behaviors.
You? Yes. So I didn't feel like I felt like I had a little bit of my footing. Like
Mm,
by the time I like got into eating disorders,
yeah.
more so just like understanding diet culture. I think was something I
Mm,
started
okay.
to like 2020, 2021. I even remember if Lauren Link watches this, I would like DM her like people's like because I followed her account and she would kind
Yeah.
of draw attention to diet culture and
Sure.
athletics. And I remember being like, look at this girl saying like ice cream is bad because of this and this. And I'm like, yeah, duh. Like she probably thinks I'm batshit crazy. But
That's
again,
so
I feel like
awesome.
I've said looking back 100 times today, but looking back,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm realizing like, oh, I did have like a passion for this work before I really knew that it even existed.
Yes. Totally. Totally get
And
that.
if I didn't have the movement background, I don't know if I would have, you know, that particular insight or passion or anything along
Definitely.
that line.
Definitely.
So,
I think that's also so important to like I know when I started working with clients, like not the draw, but like one of my things was like, oh yeah, I have movement fitness background. And so it just brings something different to your work with clients around eating disorders because like you really understand them from their perspective. So that's awesome.
so I feel like it's a good edge, good background to have. And today I feel like movement, like relationship with movement, is overall very positive. I so I talked a lot about dance and cheer and about the fitness
Yes.
marshal. And last summer, I met with Vanessa of Movement House, owner of Movement House, and she agreed to let me teach a class that I made up called 5, 6, 7 weights. And it is like, a play on 5, 6, 7, 8
Yes.
dance, but also some kind of choreographed strength training.
Hmm.
And I feel like beyond lucky that Vanessa like took a chance on me and let me teach this class I
Yeah.
had pulled out of my ass and hadn't taught
That's so
group fit
cool.
for 11 years. And it really
Yeah.
allowed me to use like the creativity and with music.
Yeah.
Music is a huge part, I think, of my movement journey that I didn't mention.
Yes.
I
Yes, yes, yes.
like vividly remember the Paramore song that I did like my first full to. Like I've got to have like the music blaring, probably some superstition in there, but music's super important. And so whenever I realized I could blend my dance background, my cheer background, and like do this class,
Love when that comes together.
yes, felt like perfect like marriage of things. And I'm just like glad to be in a workout class where others can follow along. It's not like it's a dance class, it's a workout class.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm really enjoying teaching that. If anyone listening would like to come, it's on Thursdays at 6:45 and Sundays at
Yes.
11 a.m. at Movement House downtown.
Love it. It's still on my list to come. It was this weekend and I was like, what is that? Oh my God, I was supposed to go to Alice's class today. And I like totally forgot. So I will make my way there because I
Girl,
really am excited
yes.
to try it. So yes.
Yes. And send all the song
Yes.
requests my way.
I got you. I got you.
At this studio too, there's Reformer Pilates, which I had done one Reformer Pilates class at the SRSC in college and didn't really, it's expensive as hell, like at that, at that point.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And so I did not pursue that, but I found that at Movement House since, and it's been, again, just a really good reminder of different ways to move your body, different support, and just finding like connection that I didn't really know existed through different types of movement.
Totally.
So walking my dog is another thing that I do to stay active. And probably my favorite right now, I don't know the difference between biking and cycling. I probably should have asked our cycling masters about this.
Totally. Yes. Yeah.
But I love to bike around town. Like if I can travel somewhere via bike, I feel like I'm saving the earth. And like,
yeah. Are we on, like, I know types of bikes. I'm trying to think back to the episode with Sierra. Are we on like a road bike, a gravel bike? What is it called? I had one recently and I can't, just like a, there's no gears on it. Yeah. Yeah. Like a fun little, like old schooly bike. Yeah. What are we riding?
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you asked because I missed a huge movement piece. I'm on a road bike. And I literally remember being little and telling my mom, I'm never getting on a bike like that. That's so scary. Why are their tires so small?
Gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Getting on a road bike is scary. When I first got married, we got bikes as like our wedding gifts. And I'm like, this cannot support me. I do not like this. I do not. It's a whole different thing.
It's a whole different thing. And I got a bike like 2014. Me and my friend Brianna, the one who's taping my arms.
Yeah.
Decided to run a sprint triathlon. And I'm like, gotta get a bike. And it's still the bike that I have today is this one from Bicycle Garage ND, like 12 years ago.
Love it. Trusty bike.
It was a road bike. But yeah, I skipped that. I did a couple sprint triathlons in college. One was with my best friend Brianna and one was with my mom.
So fun.
Gorgeous. In Lexington, Kentucky, it's like through a horse, like,
oh my gosh.
barn. I mean, I did come to a complete stop on my bike at the top of a hill because, that shit's hard.
Right. Oh my gosh.
And then getting off the bike, you're like, my legs are concrete. But
yeah,
kudos to everyone that is doing like major events and Ironmans and things because holy moly, more power to you.
So impressive. Whew.
So yes, I have a road
do
bike.
Ironmans. Oh my gosh.
No, same. Okay, and like I swam in a pool, like no other, like no elements, right?
Right.
People are swimming
no river,
in the
no ocean. No, I
had goggles. Like people are in like the salt water. No.
Oh my gosh, I cannot. No.
Thank you. Yeah.
I will cheer you on from the shore as I am lounging, tanning by the beach.
I'm with you there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So that's where I'm at now. And I would say like I said, like I actually had my littlest brother ask me about yoga. He's like, do you think I would, or no, he asked me about Pilates. He's like, do you think that looks easy, but do you think it's really hard?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
It is.
It looks easy, but it's hard. Yeah.
Exactly. Like the videos of the shaking.
Yes.
So they're kind of getting into like, kind of what Charlie mentioned on our episode too, like, oh, could yoga or Pilates like help support my sport?
Yes.
It's kind of how like my littlest brother, I think is trying to look at it for like a baseball perspective. And then my oldest little brother is like trying to find like Zen and groundedness and like really wants to pursue yoga. So that's been fun. And overall, cool. I'm trying to just stay curious with what comes
beautiful
next.
Way to say it. Yeah. Being open and curious to see what comes. That's so awesome. Oh
my gosh. Thank you for letting me vent. I was so nervous about this.
You crushed it. I mean, you just went all the way through. I love the variety. And two, I think it's always cool for me to hear if there was kind of a tough or disordered relationship with exercise, like how people reclaim it in a way that like really works for them and fits for them. And it definitely sounds like you've done that. And to combine all the various things that you've loved into like teaching group fitness right now, it's so cool.
Well, thank you.
So cool.
Thanks for fangirling with me.
I love it, girl. Fan with you anytime. Anytime. That's so
Are
fun.
you ready?
I think I'm ready. As you were talking, I was like, oh, I forgot about this and this and this and this. So We'll see if I can go in an order. I will say growing up, I'll say my fitness, well, maybe not. My main kind of fitness movement journey started in 2009, my senior year of college. So like, well, it's kind of short in between there.
Jen,
But
you skipped all the T-ball.
I didn't even take T-ball. Here's the
I'm
thing.
just kidding.
I did not play sports or anything like that, like in elementary school or anything. Like my grandma put me in ballet.
What?
I think I took one tap class. There's a picture. I will try to find it for the socials of me and my sister. We're both wearing red tutus and our curly hair is just everywhere. And we have on red lipstick and it's a picture that we took in the bathroom mirror in our apartment bathroom. We're like, I don't know, between 5 and 7, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Probably not 5 and 7 because we're 4 years apart. So she was maybe like, okay, so I was like maybe like 8 or 9. So I remember that. I remember taking a tennis class outside in the heat. And then I like got sick afterwards. And my grandma gave me Alka-Seltzer, which is like the little tab of make you not feel nauseous anymore. So I remember that. So that was really like younger days, I would say. Probably in 6th or 7th grade because I did 1st through 4th and then I was at a school for 5th and 6th and then I was at a school for 7th and 8th and then I was at a school for high school for 9th through 12th. So 5th through 8th, it's kind of a blur as to how old I was or what exactly was happening. But I do remember that I too was a cheerleader, I'm going to say, for the like B team of, it must have been basketball. Like we had a t-shirt and a pair of matching shorts and that was it. We didn't do any stunt. We did nothing. It was more just like we're, moving our arms, chanting something. So I did that for maybe a semester, maybe a minute. I remember doing track and I have asthma and I had really tough time with asthma growing up. And so running was never like, I'm going to do the running thing because it would always activate my asthma. And so I remember being able to do, I think I did the 400. I attempted hurdles, which did not go well. And like one other thing, but it was almost like kind of like intramurals, I would say is what it was like. Like I was not winning anything for the school, nothing. I just happened to be like, I think I want to try this. I'm going to do it. Right. So I did that for like a very short stint, again, maybe like one semester. And then basketball, maybe 2 years of basketball, 2 seasons of basketball. And again, I'm not great. Like I'm definitely not like you in that I'm like wanting to move and doing all of this stuff with my body. I'm just like, basketball seems cool. I kind of like that. Let me do that. And I remember one year it was like Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve, I was like, I'm going to nail my free throws. So I was outside in the cold, just shooting free throws, just doing the thing, right? Like trying to be the player, trying to be like, basketball is going to be my life.
Just a true Hoosier story.
True Hoosier story, girl. I mean, I was trying. And so I think the best I ever did in basketball was like the A team for like a couple of games, right?
Get it?
That was because I was sick and then I ate a meal and did a thing and I was like, I'm on the A team. I have to do this every time now, right?
Of course.
I remember, and still to this day, it like haunts me as like, what were you doing? So, which maybe speaks to what I'm like on a sports team. We ran plays, obviously, in basketball. And there was one where I'm on the free throw line and I'm facing my teammate who's at the 3-point line. And they throw it to me and I throw it back and then they go do the thing. Like that's how we ran the play, right?
Yes.
And so we're set up. She passes it to me and I pass it back and she's like, what are you doing? There was no one behind me. So I literally could have turned around and shot the ball and got points for us. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to throw it back to you. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Right. So
Jen, we sound like similar on ball team. I forgot I played volleyball 6 and 7. And I'd be like, please don't let it. Please keep it over there.
Don't let it. Right.
Yeah.
I cannot do it. And so even to this day, there are times where that will come to my mind and I'm like, I'm so embarrassed that I didn't just turn around and shoot the ball. Right.
The things that stick with us.
Right. It's wild. So in high school, I mean, I was a nerdy art kid, but I remember, again, the timeline is all kind of messed up in my brain. But I remember sometime between junior high and the end of high school, I would do Tae Bo videos. I don't know if you've ever heard of Tae Bo, Billy Blanks
Yes.
doing the boot camp thing. So I
Yeah.
would do that in the living room. I would get yoga and Pilates DVDs from the library and do them in our basement.
Oh my gosh. Who was
So there
teaching
was
these? Like, do you remember any
Denise,
big names?
Denise Austin is the main girl.
Denise.
I remember your spine is your lifeline. Your spine is your lifeline.
Oh,
And one other white lady who was
Claudia
very
Schiffer?
big in the like yoga. Maybe
I was a Claudia Schiffer
I'm trying to think.
VHS girly. Like my mom's
V
VHSs.
VHS. Jane Fonda. Obviously
Oh
Jane
my
Fonda.
God.
I mean, like
Icon.
an 80s Jane Fonda, right? Like
So is she
she's
doing like
incredible.
aerobics dance? Like what are
Yes,
these?
aerobics.
Okay.
It was her aerobics in her gorgeous, lovely 80s aerobic ensembles. Just perfect. So I think there was like a desire to be good at movement, and then the perfectionist type A, the like I want to be good at as soon as I do it. Part of me went into it being like, I'm going to be amazing. I'm going to be the best. And then
Yeah.
I was not. And so I was like, well, guess I'm not doing that anymore, you know? And there was definitely an element of like wanting my body to look a certain way as well. So I will say that that's kind of like my high school experience, grade school to high school. College was, I don't like talking about my college because I really hate it now. I don't like it, but it was a Christian college. They had a class that every freshman had to take called PACL, which was called Physical Activity and the Christian Life. Okay.
Do tell more.
Okay. So it was like a physical fitness class, right? So I remember we ran, I remember we would go to the rec center and do like the machines and things like that. Like it was basically like a joke class that we were forced to take. And so I did some movement there, right? But really I didn't get into anything until the summer before my senior year of college. I was living on the east side of Indy. I was interning, and there were like 10 other interns there, and they ran. And I wanted to be with interns. And I was like, I have asthma. I don't do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go out on a run. And so I followed them. I was kind of in the back and I ran. And I remember being like, holy crap, I can do this. And my asthma like doesn't act up. Right. And so that summer, I became a runner. I would run with them. I would run on my own, really just enjoyed it and was excited that my body could move and my lungs didn't hate me or just stop working.
How did that evolve with your asthma? Like, were you just like really on top of like maintenance meds, or did you inhaler before, or how did it just went away?
I don't. So let me say this. I have been, and I'm back on it now, which I have a lot of feelings about, but through like up until that point, I was on like highest dose steroid inhaler you could take for asthma, getting allergy shots in high school. And so I must have and now that I'm older, my asthma is definitely tied to like nervous system dysregulation and stress as well. And so I must have been in enough of a space that like I could handle it. I don't know.
Good. Well, that's so interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And so my senior year of college, I was still running and things like that. And I was volunteering with this organization that helped survivors of sex trafficking. And I was like, we should do a fundraiser. Why don't we just do a marathon? I'll just like organize a marathon for everyone because I wanted to run a marathon. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we ended up like, it wasn't a marathon, it was a 10K. And so I organized this 10K and ran in the 10K. The 10K went on for like 3 or 4 years afterwards. The first year we raised $22,000. Like we
Holy
just
shit.
crushed it, right?
Girl, get
Talk about
it.
overachiever over here, right? And so from then on, I was like, okay, like I am a runner.
Yeah.
And so after I graduated that summer, I met my then husband and he was really into fitness. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm into fitness as well. Like, let's do fitness together. So we would run, we would go to the gym, do the thing. And around this time, like the fall of 2010 was when I started to have some health issues and some gut issues, and where my disordered eating journey fully began. We fully dove in, right? And so the following year, like 2011, I ran, I worked out, I did the thing, and then I moved to Boston in 2012.
Right.
And when I moved to Boston, I get into HIIT workouts through Nike Training Club. Okay. So I
Ooh.
am still running. I'm running the Charles River, running all around Boston, which honestly, I loved. It was so cool.
I'll say sounds beautiful, and I've never even been there.
Yes, it was so lovely. I loved it. I lived in Cambridge, right by Harvard. So like we're running all around there on the Charles River and get into Nike Training Club and get into HIIT workouts. And without diving too much into my like disordered eating story and all of that, like I was not well. I was not well. Gut was not okay. Trying to figure out what was going on while still very disordered eating and compulsive exercise. Like we had a lot going on. And so no one was like, hey, I wonder if you're working out too much. It was just like, I don't know what's wrong with you. So I lived there for about a year. And then 2013, end of 2012 into 2013, I was dealing with a lot of gut stuff and health stuff. Still moving my body, but really trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
Getting into blogging, and I was very into food and movement bloggers. And so I'm like, if I'm going to be a blogger, I've got to do fitness stuff as well. So I start to make my own workouts. I start to post them. I think I'm crushing it on my form. And as I look back, I'm like, baby girl, you were not. We were just getting into it though. We were getting into it. I remember buying my first, what I would call like my first kind of like fitness outfits, clothes from like TJ Maxx. I was like so excited. Like this is going to be like, now I can take really cool pictures and become a fitness blogger. And so the end of 2013, I'm like, I should maybe become a personal trainer because I really like this. And at that point, my health issues had kind of subsided enough to where I was like, fitness and nutrition influencer. That's what I'm going to do. And so studying for my personal training certification. And in 2014, April, I finally passed my test and I'm super excited.
Nice.
And so I have to double check my notes here. So I become a personal trainer. I share workouts online. And then right across the street from my apartment at the time was a boot camp. And I interviewed and I was able to become a boot camp instructor. And so I started teaching. That was my first time teaching classes there that I made up on my own. And because I wanted to be the coolest fitness professional ever, I did a lot of burpees.
See where
so
this
many
is going.
burpees. And my business name became Burpees for Breakfast because why not?
Because what a better character arc for an eating disorder therapist than burpees for breakfast.
Burpees for breakfast, right? And so, so I'm teaching classes, I'm doing fitness. It's starting to become my identity here.
Yeah.
Also, at the time, husband, we were not married yet, but I was like, teach me how to lift weights. So he's teaching me how to lift weights. And as I'm looking back at pictures, and no shade to anybody who wears like gloves when they are lifting and might need the extra grip, but I'm like fingerless gloves. I'm like, I'm looking so cool.
Looking the
deadlifts. Like I have got this, right?
What was, if you don't mind me asking, what was lifting like for you? Do you remember anything being like, wow, I feel like when I hear about clients or just friends like talk about finding lifting and how it's kind of this like huge change, whether they're coming off a lot of cardio or just realizing like that it's so different. So did you have the epiphany experience or was it different?
Yeah, no, I definitely had the epiphany experience. I will say when I first started, again, like I would take photos of some of my lifts and I'm like, my deadlift was one of the moves that I could not get. And looking back at my form, I'm like, oh, it was rough. But there was a point when I started to feel strong and I started to get these little baby teeny tiny muscles that at the time I was like, I'm like so strong. And so it felt incredible to be able to sling heavy stuff around. Like I loved it. So it was a bit of a slow roll for me to like get my form down and to like really like feel into the lifts that I was doing. And so around shortly, 2015 into 2016, like I was starting to getting into it more, getting into lifting, seeing some personal training clients. My younger siblings were homeschooled, so I was their like gym teacher.
That's why they put you with the homeschool kids.
They
said, you know what you're
doing? I already have experience with homeschoolers, and now I'm going over here to do it with my siblings. still fitness blogging, sharing workouts like every single week, trying to video things, all this stuff. And I want to say it must have been 2016 that I was like, I should become a group fitness instructor. And so got my certification for that. And similar, like how you are like use movement or use music to kind of like sync up with the movements and stuff like that. For whatever reason, it was never something that I could like get into enough, right? Like syncing up movement with music. And so I would do a lot of like HIIT classes or strength classes where it like didn't have to be tied to the music so much, but the
Right.
music was like helping you like get into the workout. And so
Yeah.
I became a teacher at LA Fit. So I did the boot camp. I worked at LA Fitness for a time, taught a handful of classes at LA Fitness. I remember one time whoever organized all the group fitness instructors, she was like, we need somebody to sub yoga. And I'm like, or no, it was Zumba. It was Zumba. I did a yoga one and I'm like, I'm not a yoga instructor. She's like, just do some stretching and you'll be fine. And I was like, I've watched enough yoga videos online and done enough that I can like do this, right?
Yeah.
But Zumba was the one. And I was like, I've never done Zumba, but sure, I'll do it. She's like, you can just do some weights or just like do whatever. So I done nothing with Zumba. I get on YouTube to try to find some videos. I can just watch a couple of Zumba videos and teach a Zumba class, right? And I was like, this is not happening. And so when people got into the class, I'm like, not Zumba instructor, going to be doing strength training. If you want to join and stay, great. If not, sorry. So I did that for a time. And then I would say 2017 was like my year of movement. It became my identity, full on. 2016, let me also say that I had a short stint being a personal trainer at the Monon Center, trying to get my personal training fitness business off the ground. I was getting burnt out. I went to work in corporate wellness in 2016. Was still doing blogging, get us into 2017. By this point, we're in the gym 5 to 6 days a week, doing strength training workouts, sharing them on the blog, sharing them on Instagram. This was the year also that I nailed my pull-ups. Pull-ups was on my fitness list for like years.
That is beyond impressive to me.
Let me also
don't know if I'll be able to. That's so impressive.
Yeah. I fucking loved that I could do pull-ups. Like, talk about feeling like a strong badass. I mean, when you're just cranking those out, I loved it. Let me also rewind in there. Sometime between 2016, 2015, I also got into Beachbody for a minute.
Forgot about Beachbody.
Yep.
Oh, Shakeology that goes under Beachbody, right?
Oh my gosh, your girl had the Shakeology. Like, I did 21 Day Fix. I did Hammer and Chisel, I think it was.
The names just get worse and worse with each program.
Oh my gosh, they're so rough. So, I mean, I was about that for a minute.
Yeah. Also, you were doing like influencing before influencing was like a thing.
Before. I was attempting to do influencing. Let me say that. Like, there were never many followers. There was never, I mean, like, I was just trying all the things. And let me also back up and say, before Beachbody, I worked with a fitness coach and she does, I think it's called Faster Way to Fat Loss or she's something right now. She created a program. People are following it, doing the thing. But before she did that, she did coaching for personal trainers. And I did her programs. And one of the things that was most difficult for me to do was promising a 5 to 10 pound weight loss. That was one of her things. Just you're going to lose 5 to 10 pounds. And at that time, when I first became a personal trainer, I was like, I've got to do weight loss. That's how I stay in the game, right?
Wants that,
right? It didn't feel good to me though. I was just like, I don't like this. And I didn't really know why. And so that there's a lot apparently that I've missed back there. We're getting into 2017 again. Okay. We're coming back. And at this point, I am starting to heal my relationship with food. I am moving my body because I really love it. I'm giving myself rest days. I'm starting to dabble into intuitive eating before, like, I didn't even know it was intuitive eating. And at the end of 2017, I get an email from Burn Bootcamp. They're bringing the franchise to Fishers. And was I interested in being a head coach? And I was like, okay. So I talked to the person who at the time was the franchise owner, and I got picked to be the head coach of Burn Bootcamp Fishers. Right? And so I have to go to North Carolina and do like a week is called Burn University. I had to do Burn University for the week.
It's called Burn
And
University.
of course it is. And at the end of the week, we have to do a fitness test. And I'm not going to remember everything, but I know that within like maybe, it couldn't have been 15 minutes. It was either 15 minutes or 25 minutes. You had to do like a 1/4 mile run. This is for women. Men had to do something different. 1/4 mile run, five pull-ups, like 50 squat jumps, 25 burpees, 25 double unders, and like one other thing.
It's like a CrossFit workout.
Test. Yeah, this was your test to like officially be head trainer. So I'm there for the week, getting up at the ass crack of dawn, going through a full day of training. At the end of the day, going to do workout stuff while simultaneously doing a push-up challenge where I'm doing 100 push-ups a day.
What?
I became really good at push-ups. I mean, like, I was great at push-ups because doing 100 a day. And so when you wake up to be at a camp at 5 a.m. and you're basically just like observing the trainers leading the camp, in between, why not do some push-ups, right?
Why not do 100 of them?
Why not do 100 throughout the day, right? So I'm just like knocking out push-ups, right? Do the fitness test at the end of the week. And I do have a video of it and I will put it in the socials. I like to watch it every now and then to think back on a time when my body could do that. And so enter 2018, Burn Bootcamp Fishers opens. I am the head trainer of Burn Bootcamp and I am getting up at 3:30 in the morning to be able to get myself ready because I live in Cicero at the time and it's about a 30-minute drive to be able to get there in time. And I'm creating the workouts. I'm training from 5 a.m. to like 10 a.m. And then sometimes, depending if there was another trainer available, I would teach evening classes. So I would go home in the middle of the day and sleep and then come back at night. And I've got my mic on, right? I'm demonstrating moves, but then also throughout the entire workout, I'm going around helping people, doing the thing. And then in between workouts, I'm doing nutrition sessions with clients where they're showing me their Fitness Pal and they're saying, I'm eating 1,800 calories and I'm doing these workouts and I'm still not losing weight. And I'm over here being like, I literally don't know what to tell you. And I'm getting more into intuitive eating and I'm becoming burnt out because there were
Hustler
camps.
Jen is hustling.
Girl, she was on it. There were times where I would have to train camps without a microphone. So I'm yelling. So in those first handful of months, by the end of the week, I mean, I'm like hoarse. I'm talking like my voice was gone, right? And I was doing the most and I loved it because I was able to help women lift heavy shit.
Yeah.
Like just lift heavy shit and like be so impressed with themselves that they could do it. Helping women get their first pull up, get their first push up that wasn't on their knees. Like just, it was such an empowering place. And my music was also a thing. I got nicknamed DJ Muscle Tone.
Muscle Tone.
Because of the playlist.
Oh my God.
There was one time, I can put these in the show notes, where we did a themed week. And so we did superhero week. I obviously had to bring in 80s week. So I'm in a neon yellow and pink leotard with somebody had handmade me leg warmers. So I've got leg warmers on as well. And because I worked so hard to get my deadlift form correct, we did a lot of deadlifts and I taught it as the bend and snap. We got to bend and we got to snap up. So
that's right.
It was just a time where like I loved doing the work that I was doing and helping women, but I was so insanely burnt out that I wasn't even there. Just doing every here or there things,
doing
right?
Everything, getting no sleep, it sounds like. Oh,
I would have baby food packets of like baby food vegetable packets that I would have in between sessions. I mean, like looking back on it now, talk about having energy in your younger days. Like my system was just like, we can't rest. We got to go. We can't rest. We got to go. We got to go. Right. And so it was about a year between the time that I got hired and by the time I was finally like, I'm out. Like I got to be out of here. And when I decided to leave, I was like, I'm going to do this on my own. Like I'm going to start up my personal training business again, but I'm going to do it not to help people lose weight. I wanted to incorporate intuitive eating, and I wanted to incorporate more like sustainable fitness in terms of let's make sure your form is right. Let's make sure we're taking rest days. Let's make sure that like we're not going balls to the walls with every single workout, and really I stepped into more of like a teacher role, and I was still blogging. And it was the days of blogging where you would have a Pinterest graphic that is, if you're watching this, I mean, it was long because we would have eat like a still of every move you were doing, right?
My gosh.
Like it was a whole thing. Making these in Canva, taking, from the top of a push-up, then the bottom of a push-up, and then poor form of a push-up, right? Like, and so then I would start doing, I did push-up challenges. I did pull-up challenges with people on the blog. I was doing some virtual training programs, just trying to do all the things, trying to get my business doing the thing. And so 2019 rolls around, I become a intuitive eating counselor. I end up working at a personal training studio, which is still around today, which is run by my friend Ness, who is amazing, called Studio Fitness. And so I was able to get my own clients through that and train them at the studio. Again, like focusing on form, focusing on strength training, again, primarily helping women lift heavy shit, seeing women be able to nail a hip hinge, to be able to deadlift over 100 pounds or even more than 100 pounds was just like, I fucking loved it. And so I became a corrective exercise specialist as well.
Oh.
And then helped people again with form and stuff like that. And then in 2019, I started working at Lifetime Fitness as a fitness instructor. And they had this workout at the time that was all based in strength training. Even had like little, like, I don't know, maybe like 25-pound like barbells that we were using.
Yeah.
So I tried out for that and ended up getting that. And so taught those strength classes. There was one workout that we did like outside with like a ton of people. I would do some classes, and I did this before working with Burn Bootcamp, when at the time I worked with Burn Bootcamp. And then when I was on my own, I would teach at fitness apparel stores. So Fabletics or Athleta, did classes there. Talk about your sister helping. My sister was my photographer and videographer when I would teach at Athleta.
Shout out sisters.
They're crushing it. Yeah. So did all of that. It was a short stint at Lifetime. And then because I was wanting to get into more like online fitness, passive income stuff. So worked again with a business coach and did actually an intuitive movement program that I came up with, where I was helping people really like shift their relationship with movement into something that felt much more sustainable for them. So it was kind of like a choose your own adventure. We had a workout menu, like we were trying different things. Super excited about this program, and no one signed up for it.
No.
Which
Like,
ended up being fine.
Movement?
Right? Ended up being fine because it was then the catalyst that made me be like, I am burnt out on running my own business, on trying to find clients.
This is a sign.
I still want to coach. Maybe I'll go back to school. And so that led me to then going back to school to be a therapist in early 2021. And that's really when things with movement fully shifted. And let me go back. I had a very short stint as a cycling instructor as well, because LA Fitness was like, we need people to take this cycling instructor certification. So I'm like, I'll do the most. I'll do it. And taught some classes.
And one of the LA was cycling. That's the only class I've ever taken in an LA Fitness is cycling. Yeah. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
So, wow, we've covered all the bases now.
We've covered all the bases.
Modality.
And I didn't really know how to, like, it was one of those things again where I'm like, I can do this. Teach me how to do it and I'll be fine. Right. And like, I didn't teach many classes because it wasn't my favorite. I used a lot of Queen songs. That's about all I remember. So yeah. So when I went back to school for therapy, my relationship with movement really changed because we're coming off of COVID and not being able to go to the gym as much. So I was doing workouts from home, and I was getting into a space where I didn't want movement and workouts to be my identity as much anymore. And so I was trying to like deconstruct what that looks like. And as someone who was like so used to being in the gym almost 5 to 6 days a week, lifting heavy shit, making workouts, like doing the thing, to not do that anymore was like, what do I do? Who am I? I don't know how to do anything right now. So it was definitely like, It was an identity shift big time to move into being a therapist. And yeah, my relationship with movement just really shifted. And I think that I talk with clients a lot about like pendulum swings. And I think I needed the pendulum to swing to not doing movement as much, not being in the gym as much, and just trying to be in a space where like I did whatever sounded good. So that was walks, that was running every now and then, that was still getting in the gym. I had a handful of months where my husband and we worked with a strength coach and would just go in a handful of days a week and have somebody else tell me what to do because I just didn't want to make workouts, right?
Yeah.
However, once a personal trainer, always a personal trainer, because to this day, when like, I'll say in the last handful of years, like been a member of Planet Fitness, have done workout apps, different things like that. I say that I want someone to make a workout for me and I just want to do it. But when it comes to that, I'm like, well, you know what? I don't necessarily love this move, so let me try this one. Or, actually, instead of this, I'm going to use a band instead. I end up making up my own workouts anyways.
I feel like that's still
can't
like,
not.
at least you didn't have to like sit down and write it out, right? Like having
Exactly.
the ability and like the knowledge to be able to
Yeah.
tweak those things probably feels like a good
Tweak.
comp.
Yes.
Middle. Yeah.
That's exactly. So yeah, got into like more intuitive movement, trying to like build in some somatic stuff, trying to kind of chill. So yoga was my main form of movement, I want to say all throughout grad school and first starting out as a therapist. And the last, I want to say maybe 2 years or so has been parts of me desperately wanting to get back to where I was in 2017, 2018, when I could just knock out pull-ups and lift heavy shit and stuff was fine. But for whatever reason, I haven't been able to like stick with it enough. It's very much, I want to say, a bit of like all or nothing mentality of like, okay, we're going to start working out. And if we're going to start working out, we're going to lift. And if we're going to lift, we're going to do it these minutes, like trying to get into that flow. But for whatever reason, my system is like, I don't think so. Like we could do this for like 3 weeks and then like we're tired. So like we're going to do something else. Right. And so it's been my relationship with movement right now, I will say, is interesting. It is difficult for me coming from personal training, group fitness background, super into fitness background to now be in a space where I'm like, let's see what my body wants. And let's just try to honor that and not do anything extra. And so yoga is something that has stuck, that I do most days of the week because it helps me really connect with my body and tune into my body. And I feel as a deep feeler and empath, I hold a lot of it in my body. I can feel when I haven't moved things through or haven't moved enough in the week. And I literally just talked with my therapist, maybe it must have been 3 weeks ago now, about movement. And she's like, have you heard of these cozy workouts that you do from home with tea? And I'm like, what do you mean? And she told me about this personal trainer who does these workouts like from her house in comfy clothes with a cup of tea and just like does some stuff. And I'm like, but that's not very structured. Like I'm not in the gym. What do you mean I can't work out if I'm not in the gym? Right. And so
right.
I've tried some of these workouts and they've been good. And I'm trying to be in this space. Like this weekend, for example, I ended up getting some dumbbells because also all of the fitness equipment I have accumulated over the years has been given away or, whatever. And so I'm like, let's just start with like 10-pound dumbbells. Let's like try that.
Yeah.
And so like this weekend, I think both Saturday and Sunday, 2 times in the day, I was just like, let me just do 10 squats with a press and let me do 10 deadlifts, like just like 3 or 4 exercises, 10 reps. And I'm like, let me just see what this feels like to do it like this. And I'm like, I like that.
Dipping our toes back in. Yeah.
Right. Have I picked up these dumbbells the last 3 days? No, I have not. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with movement right now. It's like and looking back at the pictures and things like that to kind of remember my story, I'm like, I think there is a part of me that desperately is craving the structure and like the mental health benefits that moving out as consistently as I did for so many years brought me. Mm-hmm. But there's also this feeling of like, it's probably not going to look like that. And because I don't know what it looks like, it's really hard to like keep pushing myself and trying to figure out what it is like. And with all of the conversations we've been having about different forms of movement and classes, there definitely is a curiosity of like, what if I just got into group fitness classes again? Right? Because though I taught group fitness, I often didn't take group fitness classes.
Mm.
And so I'm like, what could it be like if I try group fitness now? What could that be like? Right? Or what if I just try climbing and nothing else? Right? And so I'm in this place of curiosity. Also in this place of needing to work with my parts around the identity piece of like, if I take a class, will people know that at one point in time, I could have crushed this class, or I was deadlifting 200 pounds. Will people know that? And it's like, is that important for people to know, for one? Probably not. But yeah, it's just working through things with some of these parts. And I think I didn't really notice that there was that much there until we did this movement series.
Oh,
And
nice.
so it's been good. Like, it's been really good to like, again, like get curious and try to explore and like try to work with these parts that like want like clarity and structure and like it looks like this. And also these parts that are like, well, we just want to have fun today and like
We're
do whatever the heck we want,
structure.
right?
I feel like you're
So
articulating so well like how hard it is to live in the gray and move in the gray, because
yes,
for us too, like, because we talk about that with clients all the time, and any clients listening know that it's not just something we expect you to do the next day. Like, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of openness and like curiosity, like we've been talking about.
Yeah, 100%. And I'll even say frustration. Like,
Totally.
It's frustrating sometimes to be like, we did this so consistently for so long. Why can we not just do it now? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, living in the gray space too is being able to like, to feel those feelings, to offer compassion, to be curious with yourself, and to know that like we're going to figure it out. It just might not be as quick.
Yeah. Or
as
look
it
like
was in
it
the
once
past.
did.
Look like it once did. Exactly. Like,
that doesn't mean it's wrong.
Exactly. And like, would I love to be able to go knock out 5 to 10 pull-ups again? Fuck yes. Fuck yes, I would love to. But it's also like, am I in a space where I want to consistently do the work to be able to do that? And it clearly no, because I haven't, right? Like done it yet. But yeah, it's even just talking about it now, like it's just really interesting to have grown up without movement being much of a thing, to being in a space where it's like it was everything. And now I'm like, what does it look like now for me if I don't want it to be everything? So yeah.
And like excited to see how, like, we are in our 30s, right? So like, this is such a hopefully small part of our lives.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, to just stay open and like, how might it look so totally different when I'm winning climbing competitions in 5 years? Who knows, Jen? Like, like what are you doing?
I'm gonna have to look back on this
open.
if that happens, because I'm like, let's even see if I can like get up the bouldering wall first.
If we can like grip the thing,
yeah. Let's see that first. But yeah, fuck, that is.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly everything as I have been like looking through all of this.
I love just the contrast and the similarities between both of our stories, and how someone can start with movement and how that really can sometimes negatively affect people, right? I have so many clients that are doing the most, and I'm like, I hope you don't become burnt out. And that doesn't mean you're saved from being burnt out in young adulthood, but it's so hard to balance. I think it's
so hard to balance. Yeah.
Relationships.
Especially in a world that tells us movement should look like this. And if it doesn't look like this, then what are you doing with your life?
100%.
So like this morning, there's a personal trainer, a guy that I follow who is like, does pretty like pared down basic, like you can do this at home, or like if your body can move like this, then you can do this. And so it's refreshing to see, like particularly coming from like a fitness blogger, personal trainer, group fitness background, to see that there's people online now who are being like, if you are able to sit down in a chair, you can do a squat from there, right? Or if you are unable to stand, it's lovely.
It's so hopeful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And specific. Like you can find anything now of like, I have this one particular ailment and I'm looking to do this move, and there's probably a video out there for you, you know?
Oh my gosh. Yes. It's so cool. It's so cool. So
Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing all of that.
Yeah.
Wowza.
Maybe back into group fitness as an instructor at some point here coming up. Because as we were talking about it, I'm like, man, I really loved doing that too. So we'll see.
And
We'll see what
we've got to
happens in
try
the future.
climbing together or separate. I'm not sure, but we'll be trying climbing too.
Please. Maybe we should try it together because if I've got more
That sounds
support,
less pressure
it'll help.
actually
Yeah.
than just walking
Yeah.
up there and acting like I know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I need a pal.
Exactly. And falling like immediately.
Oh, for sure.
So I must ask this because I love to hear people's music things. What are your favorite like genres of music to have when you're teaching? And do you have favorite types of music when you are like moving on your own?
Oh,
And
that's
are
a
they
great
different?
question. Yeah, they are different. I like I mentioned, like growing up, like some punk rock, like literally Paramore. Love to move and run to that. Also,
Yeah.
just like your hardest rap songs you've ever heard. Love to
Oh my
run to
God.
that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Lift to
Yes. Yes. Yes.
that. Small weights at home.
Mhm.
And then for classes, something with a good beat, right? Some booty poppin',
Totally.
some
Yeah.
some because I also taught Zumba. I forgot to mention that too.
You
And so
taught Zumba.
yes, I can't wait. One of the pictures is actually me teaching my sorority sisters in our courtyard at our
Oh my
sorority house.
gosh. That's
So I'll have
amazing.
to put that up. But
Yeah.
some, Latin music and anything that just has a fabulous beat that's not super, super fast.
Yeah.
But typically like some hip hop R&B, lots of Beyonce.
Oh my gosh.
So I guess they would cross over, but like I'm not gonna probably
Yeah.
do like Paramore in my class.
Yeah. I totally get that.
However, I
Yeah.
do a lot of Olivia Rodrigo, so that kind of is
So
like
good.
getting into Paramore
Yeah,
a little bit.
little
What
stepping
about you?
stone in there. It's funny you say Beyonce because as you were talking, I totally forgot to mention this. I did run a half marathon and I do like, speaking of asthma, running in the cold is like, no. So it was the Geist half marathon, which was in May. And so I had to do training for it inside on a treadmill at Lifetime Fitness. And Beyonce's Diva, I would like, it was on repeat as I'm running like 7-8 miles on the treadmill. It was like the only thing that I'm like, I got the beat, like to keep me going. So Beyonce's Diva is like one of my all time. Like when I put that on,
we just start running.
Start running. So yeah, I would say like hip hop R&B, like 100%. Like I mentioned Queen, like sometimes I'll put Queen in there. Don't Stop Me Now is also a running song that if I put that on, I'm going.
Don't stop her now.
So I love that. And I will say this last year when I was lifting at Planet Fitness, the song Labor by Paris Paloma.
Oh, yeah.
She has, I think it's called the cacophony version where it's like there's a chorus of women singing with her. And I put that song on when I was deadlifting and you better believe I was fucking pulling that weight up and down and I was just like so in it. So,
stuff music.
it really is. So yeah, so I would say that's probably my favorite. Yeah, hip hop, R&B, a little bit of Queen in there.
My goodness. And with that,
Yeah.
that is a wrap on our summer movement series. I can't believe we're here.
I can't believe we're here. I can't believe that we've already done a series. Like
I know.
That summer is like, I mean, we still have like August, but like we're done with this one, which is crazy and so cool and so exciting. We're almost, this might not be. This might be our 49th episode. Too bad it wasn't our 50th. Wouldn't that have been cool if it was our 50th?
That would have really been solid, yeah.
But like we're almost there, which I can't believe that we have that many episodes out as well too. So
me either. Lots of yapping. So thank you guys for listening. And be sure to tune in. Yeah, next week we have an exciting episode. In the month of August, we're going to have a few, no specific theme, but some really cool topics. So you guys will not want to miss those. And then come September, we will be doing a men's health series. So just don't want to miss that either.
I'm excited for that. We've got some good ones talking about eating disorders in men coming up, which will be great. So
awesome. Yes. And if you guys like what you heard or saw today, please follow us on Spotify or subscribe on Apple Podcasts. And if you're feeling super sweet and generous, leave us a 5-star rating or a review so more people can find our show.
Yes. We'll see you guys next week. See ya.
Stop, Collaborate, and Listen is a space for real, honest conversations, but it's not a substitute for individualized care. Episodes may include discussions of eating disorders, mental health struggles, trauma, or other sensitive topics. Please take care while listening. The content shared here is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice, a diagnosis, or a treatment plan. Listening to this podcast does not create a provider-client relationship, and while we speak from both professional training and lived experience, we're not here in the role of your personal healthcare team. If you're struggling with food, body image, or mental health, we encourage you to seek support from licensed, eating disorder-informed providers who can offer tailored care you deserve.